Hello folks, how's it going? Just a short one tonight about a film called Black Mountain, or as I've seen it advertised also, called Black Mountain Side. I don't know why it's got the two different titles, but yeah, Black Mountain or Black Mountain Side. It's it's pretty decent. It's about a group of archaeologists up in northern tip of Canada, sort of a very cold climate, snow, mountains, trees, and they've discovered some kind of ancient sort of structure in the ice, and they're digging down to see what it is. and that's the basic outline of the story. It's They obviously get they have some workers that work from that are kind of like native to the area, and one day they all disappear. They just disappear off into the wilderness. I don't know where they've gone, and there's no trace of them going. They look for tracks and they've just disappeared. And then gradually, this is going to be a very quick review. It was a decent film. But I don't think that it kind of left me. There wasn't enough. I didn't delve into it enough for my liking. I really wanted to see some kind of delving down into this structure and find out what it was, find out more about what it was. But basically, they just all start going mad, which is obviously a common theme in Lovecraft. They start going mad. They start hearing voices in their head, and it turns out it's some kind of. I mean, I didn't get this at the time. I thought they were imagining this, right? But well, I said spoilers in the title. Spoilers. There's some sort of like deer god type thing. And it just looks like it looks like they're just hallucinating like a talking deer. Now, when I think I was doing some reading about this film after I watched it, and the director was saying he did seem to get a good grasp on cosmic horror, to be fair to him, and he was talking about the now hold on, how did he phrase it? Oh crap, I can't remember. Hold on. I'll just pause you. Now, it was along the lines of a lot of people do cosmic horror with just like big monsters and sort of like ancient civilizations and concepts of that, and they do it for the horror aspect. And he said they never quite look at you see the horror before you, but you don't see the horror meaning behind it. And he was saying something like that you don't see the horror of what. The fact that this thing exists, i.e. Cthulhu, I think he gave the example Cthulhu, you see that as the horror just at face value, but you don't look behind it and see what that means, the horror of what that means for humankind, the human race. And he said that you can swap out Cthulhu for any other thing as long as it means the same thing. And so he's obviously chosen, budget-wise, to swap that kind of thing out with a deer god, which obviously I can see what he means. I can definitely see what he means, but it just didn't work for me. A deer god. It was obviously a puppet type thing, quite well made, I'm sure, because it was kept in quite dark. When you saw it, but it just didn't work for me. I didn't think it looked great. Obviously, it's how great is it going to look? It's a deer puppet. It was fine, but it just didn't do it for me. It didn't scare me at all. If it have used something, and kept it in the shadows, kept it unseen, but maybe just as a silhouette or some kind of creature that's not a deer, something, you know, like a Lovecraftian type creature that's beyond description or, you know, comprehension, and you only just see slight, you know, it would have got me a lot more, because I'd have been like, what the hell is that? But just a deer, it didn't really, you know, it just didn't do it for me. You know, that's all I can say, really. Beyond that, it was a good film. Beyond that, I mean, like I said, all the fellas, they started hearing voices of this deer, this very deep, creepy, alienish, not alienish, but like, you know, a scary voice. And when you do watch it, by the way, that voice has not been tinkered with to make it sound like that. It's an actual bloke who does voice work. It's when you realise that, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, the guys start now. What it is apparently there's some kind of, when they've dug up this structure, they've uncovered some kind of bacteria, organism, or something, and it started infecting gradually the members of this team. One of them, he's got this stuff like his arm. They've got him strapped down on a table, and his arm starts sort of like there's something under the skin trying to get out, which is cool. Yeah, that was a really good moment. And there's a few other bits, and I think they say actually when they analyse his blood samples or whatever it is, they say that he's he was turning into an octopus of some sort. He had that octopus DNA or something. So obviously there would have been tentacles. Keeps it in Lovecraft. But yeah, they gradually go nuts and just off each other. They just kill each other. They're out for the kill, and it just descends into madness, you know. And that's pretty much it. It's contained, isolated within this. You know, they're cut off from civilization. And again, the director was saying that he obviously drew inspiration from like John Carpenter's The Thing and stuff like that. And I can see that it just doesn't. I didn't get that, you know, dread from it. I know it's a cliche word. I always use the word dread and foreboding, but that is what I'm always looking for. And I didn't really get it from this. But yeah, it's a decent film. It's good. It just didn't quite hit the spot for me, you know. So yeah, so there you go. That's it, pretty much. I can't really say much more. There's not a lot more to it. So I'll leave it there. Check it out if you want to. If you don't, then leave it at my review, and that's all you know about it. Anyway, sorry, I'm gone into waffling territory now. Yeah, thanks for listening. Cheerio for now, and take care. See you soon. Oh, and Happy New Year as well, because it's nearly New Year, isn't it? Actually, no, hold on. Yeah, it's New Year. Happy New Year.